Terry from Kombucha Home. Oh my gosh. Basically, it's got a head like a beer. I'm gonna put the sieve in. This is what's in my kitchen at the moment. And I'm gonna get my pickles. I'm just showing you a few combinations. Oh my God! Welcome to Kombucha Home. So equipment is really important, and the most important thing is, of course, the jars. You want to have a good jar. I'm showing 3 different sizes of jars. Now the measurements I'm going to talk about later is for 1 gallon. This is a gallon jar here, and you can see I've got some kombucha that's already made, and I've got a few Scobys floating around. This is a ½ gallon jar, and this is a quart jar. So generally speaking, if it's hard to find a 1 gallon jar, go for the ½ gallon jar. So a ½ gallon jar is, you can find them in your canning department, or you can look online. We do sell them, or we will be selling them shortly. The next important thing to know when you are making kombucha, wash your hands. You want to have clean hands because you are working with things that can get germs on them. I always, for some of my equipment, I use plastic straws sometimes if I want to taste something without making a mess. Plastic spoons or wood. Don't use metal. That's the very important thing, is just don't touch metal when you're doing anything with kombucha. The only exception, and I'll talk about this later, is if you're making tea before you actually add the Scoby, and we'll get into that later, you can use one of these. It's a tea ball, which is quite handy. A tea ball you can find in a convenience store for $5 or $10. So if you're doing loose tea, you want to use a tea ball. Fill the tea, put it inside your hot water, and steep it for about 5 or 10 minutes until your water is steeped well. Stainless steel is okay for making kombucha in large vats, but I do recommend glass jars, and that's what I've been doing it for all these years, and I really never have any problem with it. Use 2 cups of starter tea from your last kombucha, or if you've got a friend that can give you some. 2 cups to 1 gallon. So just pretend this is just fresh tea, and I'll show you in a minute. So I've already measured out 2 cups. Now, if you don't have 2 cups, don't worry about it. I mean, there's plenty of times I put 1½ cups, even 1 cup. It just means you have to steep it a little bit longer. But generally speaking, 2 cups is a good place to start if you've got the 2 cups. And for the basic recipe, we use 1 cup of sugar. Now we'll get into that later. This is organic sugar, and I do recommend that you use organic sugar, organic tea, if you can. So organic all the way is basically where I'm coming from.